Well, I've been talking to the former Italian Undersecretary for Economic Development, Prof Geraci. I asked him if this potential agreement was a shining example of European unity or just EU fudge.
It is indeed a bit of a fudge. I think it's quite the opposite. If anything, it highlights the differences between member states. The fact that it's been already more than 1 month with continuous meetings, discussion, and just a communique, but no real plan, it just shows that the interest of the 27 or the 19 Euro members are very different from one another. And it will be hard to get a plan credible and on time. We are running out of time.
So let's be clear, we do have a political agreement here. It's now thrown into the hands of the European Commission to iron out the details, the financial details. I mean, that's going to be a real challenge, really, isn't it?
Indeed, and it's not the details. Politicians are very good at ironing out and giving the press a statement and make them look like they all agree. In reality, no one really knows where the money of this recovery fund, for example, comes from, who's financing it, what each member state will contribute, how do they get access to the fund, what can the fund be used for what kind of expenditure, when should the money be returned. You said details, but and these are really big questions. The politicians have not even asked, let alone answered. And my fear is that by the time they come to a sort of agreement, it will be a fudge, a compromise that will be, as often in the case of the EU, not effective, with the exception of the action of the European Central Bank, the only thing that seems to work very well now.
Politically, what were the biggest divisions and what divisions still remain?
Divisions is that northern countries like Germany, Holland, they don't see any economic benefit in subsidizing the south. And I tell you, I'm in Rome, I'm Italian, they are right. If you do charity, that's one thing. If you look at economic benefits, they are correct at doing the interest of their own national economies. They cannot just give money away without knowing how it is going to be used. And this really highlights a Europe that goes at 2 or 3 different speeds.
Let's talk about speed and let's talk about delivery. I mean, put this into some kind of context, if that's possible. Give us an idea of how quickly, and the need is very urgent in these communities to be supported, how quickly could this happen?
It will take weeks, months. If we're looking at the ESM, the European Stability Mechanism, that there's a treaty. It's an international treaty that must be changed. And we have 25,000 people dead just since the beginning of March, due in part to delays. This is a kind of a trap, trying to get into discussions that never deliver anything. We may as well go our own route. But we live in this illusion that if we have an EU agreement, things will be better. And that's not going to be the case, I am afraid.